Well, earlier today, the NBC 10 weather team. There is Sheena. Bill Henley came out right before, and Glenn Hurricane Schwartz, big-time Phillies fan, interviewing Cameron Rupp, and the kids were going crazy for Weather Day, and they were getting the towels rolling. And Hurricane, I don't know what he was doing there, but he was.
And we're going to play baseball.
He was making fog, I think. Murph, tell Hurricane that fog is moisture, just so he knows.
I think he probably already knows that, Tom, as we welcome in Glenn Hurricane Schwartz, chief meteorologist at NBC 10 and Weather Education Day here at the ballpark. The reason it sounds like recess here is because there's close to 12,000 students here coming to see what you guys do over at NBC 10.
Yeah, and it's a combination of two of my favorite things.
And here's our third favorite thing, Vaiseka Hema doing some push-ups behind.
Is he not the biggest ham in the world? I finally get a segment on TV, and he's got. Well, anyway, it's two of my favorite things in the world: weather and baseball. And we just saw in the last few days how important the weather was. They robbed Ryan Howard of 2 home runs on Sunday, one with the wind and the other with the cold air. It's more dense. Then last night, Blanco gets robbed. It's, it's there every day.
It is certainly a part of the game. There's no doubt about it. In fact, I was going to ask you about that very thing. The wind also robbed David Lowe of a grand slam the other night. So we were wondering if there's anything you could do to have the wind blowing out when we're up and in when they're up. Is that possible?
Well, that is not quite possible, but I tell you what, I suggested one time we have the openings by first and third base when there's a southwest wind. If you close it off for the other team, you won't get as much of a wind going out. You open it up when the Phillies are up, and the ball will carry. But you need warm weather first. You got to get like July, August type of weather. And I think that would help.
All right, we'll have to look into that. But, really, for you guys today, it looked like you were having so much fun. Certainly the kids were having fun, the waving the towels and watching you guys do the experiments and talking to the players. It's the second year, and it has been wildly successful.
Yeah, we had about 6,000 last year. It was close to 12,000 this year. And it's word of mouth spreads. And what's better for the kids than to come out to the ballpark? They get to see the game. They get to have lunch. And a little science lesson in there at the same time. Relevant to what they're seeing, because the weather is so important to baseball.
All right, and I know you're a big fan, so before I say goodbye to you, what about this team so far this year?
It is such a pleasant surprise, and as a former center fielder myself, I just love watching Odubel Herrera, and it's just a pleasure. I grew up with the Phillies. 1964 is when I started. So there's been so many heartaches that it's nice to see something performing better than expected.
All right, well, Glenn, it certainly was a performance today and better than expected. We expected a lot, but you guys delivered.
And even more next year.
Exactly right. And so almost 12,000 kids, plus the one behind me, Vaiseka Hema, having a great time here at the ballpark. Thanks to NBC 10. Tom, we'll send it back to you in the booth.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. They did a great job today, really did.